Quote, before mass leaders seize the power to fit reality to their lies, their propaganda is marked by its extreme contempt for facts. As such, for in their opinion, facts depend entirely on the power of man who can fabricate it. Hannah Arendt, The Origins of Totalitarianism. Thank you, Hannah. Folks, meet Pierro, a liar, a manipulator, a deceiver. Folks, Pierro lies because he needs others to believe in a reality that doesn't exist. Take, for instance, the supposed reality of anti-Celestia energy.
You could say that by reverse engineering the stellar linchpins to extract the energy within, we have obtained a source of anti-Celestia energy.
He's lying. Folks, think about it. The reason the Fatui are so interested in the power within stellar linchpins is because they harbor the power of the third descender, meaning it's a power from beyond this world. So naturally, it would be capable of harming the heavenly principles as it's an alien power, yet by invoking the phrase anti-Celestia energy, he's making it seem as if they have done the impossible and created the first ever power capable of harming the heavens. My friends, ever heard of the Abyss? Now this is but a small matter, my friends, for this great deceiver would next tell a lie so grand that men would sooner doubt the truth than doubt him.
The Harbingers have been granted significant autonomy in retrieving the Gnosis. But by the same token, they do not completely represent Snezhnaya's official stance.
Whoa. Is this seriously meant to absolve the Tsarista and Snezhnaya? The Harbingers were given great autonomy is not some fucking magic incantation that makes their actions cease to represent the state that empowered them. They absolutely do represent Snezhnaya's official stance. You can't simply hand someone authority and power, unleash them upon the world, and then wash your hands of whatever they do with it. The fact that the Tsarista placed no leash upon them is itself an indictment. She gave authority to monsters capable of unspeakable crimes. Watched as that authority was abused time and time again and chose not to intervene. Perhaps, maybe, she didn't, order every atrocity personally, but she gave the monsters the keys, opened the gates, and stood aside as the blood began to flow. Folks, what greater declaration of indifference could there be? And what about you, Pierro? Was it not you who recruited the doctor to join the Fatui following rumors he choked a lady to death in the woods? Was it not you who ordered the doctor to destabilize Inazuma, resulting in the Tatarasuna mystery in which Dottore killed a man and cut his heart out? Was it not the Fatui who would push Inazuma towards civil war with your complete approval? Folks, Snezhnaya may not have ever personally held the knife, but she placed the knife in the hands of these monsters. For Pierro to even begin to suggest that the Harbinger's actions do not represent the Fatui is, in itself, an admission that their deeds, the Harbinger's deeds, were so reprehensible, so abhorrent, that even he recognizes they cannot be defended as the actions of the organization he leads. But if their actions don't represent Snezhnaya, then why were they given its authority? Why were they permitted to act in its name? They were official diplomats, were they not?
I am a Snezhnayan diplomat. You know what happens if you lay a finger on me.
Why, when their crimes became known, were they not stripped of that authority? You cannot claim the Harbingers are merely acting on their own when you are the one who empowered them, protected them, and allowed them to continue. And so, my friends, my faithful companions, we arrive at the greatest lie of them all, the most vile, the most contemptible falsehood ever to pass from the lips of this great deceiver.
Into that today, civilization is nothing but an illusion. Something whose very existence can be negated at any moment. Our civilization may very well be destroyed in the struggle, but as things stand, the heavenly principles could choose to negate our existence on a passing whim. And we must not sit back and accept that fate. Only by changing the state of affairs. Only by overthrowing the heavenly principles can our civilization truly be said to have taken root. Otherwise, the fate of the people of Conria and Hyperborea is a cycle doomed to repeat itself.
And what, pray tell, does he offer as proof that civilizations are but an illusion destined to crumble the moment the heavenly principles so desire? Curiously, the very civilizations he invokes to prove his point were not destroyed because civilization was meaningless. They were destroyed because they sought to bring about the destruction of the world itself. Conria did not fall because the gods whimsically decided that its people had outlived their purpose, nor was the fall of Hyperborea some divine demonstration that all human achievement is destined for nothing. No, my friends, he invokes these runes as proof that the gods may destroy us at any moment while conveniently neglecting to mention why they were destroyed. So allow me, a truth-seeker, honest individual, to fill in the blanks. Hyperborea was cast into the Shadow Realm because it threatened the world itself. This was a nation that created life, the Fae, not from love, however, like the heavenly principles did with mankind, but for the sole purpose of creating servants. And when the two individuals that led them, Koitar and Sudervoinen, driven by their own personal grievances against the heavens, decided that the world itself should be dragged into their quarrel, Hyperborea followed them willingly. Folks, keep this in mind. To challenge God is to gamble with the fate of the world, and when that wager is lost, Pierro would have you believe that the gods simply prove their point, that civilization is nothing more than an illusion waiting to be shattered. My friends, that is not the takeaway. The ruins are not proof that civilization is meaningless. They are proof of what happens when those who hold the tiniest bit of power decide that the world is theirs to gamble with. Conria is yet another textbook example, a civilization that reached into the abyss, that dabbled in forbidden knowledge, the very same darkness, by the way, that's consuming half the cosmos. Conria reached for forces they did not understand, believing themselves to be clever enough to command what had fucking wiped out half the universe. That's mankind's abrogation, folks. And what happened? They lost control, and well, need I continue? The gods did not simply wake up one morning and decide that Conria, after about 6,000 years of existing, had become inconvenient. Conria, during its final years, played with the abyss played back, and the heavenly principles ended the game. The heavenly principles do not merely crush civilizations, they answer their deeds. That is Pierro's great evidence that civilization is an illusion, then perhaps the illusion is not civilization at all. Folks, perhaps it's the lie that your actions have no consequences.
The Tsarista has always had ample reason to hate the heavenly principles.
Wow, how original. Yet another individual with a personal grievance against the heavenly principles, dragging their entire nation into the struggle and making them suffer for it. When have I seen this before?
If she can seize their authority, she will reconstruct the entire world, and when that time comes, humanity will be completely liberated from curses and lies. Look forward to it. It will be a world beyond your imagination. Though the ordinary people of Snezhnaya may not understand these details, in this frigid land locked in a ceaseless struggle against the environment, in this nation to which the gods have never shown favor, we all believe that standing in solidarity with the Tsarista in our shared struggle will surely usher in a new and better world.
Well, now hang on a second. First he tells us that the Tsarista wants to seize the authority of the heavenly principles and remake the world, but he just condemned the heavens for possessing the power to destroy civilizations at any time, to shape the world.
Into that today, civilization is nothing but an illusion. Something whose very existence can be negated at any moment.
Only to now turn around and declare that the Tsarista aims to possess that very same power. So, folks, what exactly is the difference? If the heavenly principles are tyrants because they possess the authority to determine the fate of the world itself, what does that make the one who would want to seize that authority for herself? The Tsarista and Pierro are sitting here trying to convince you, hoping you're fucking stupid enough not to realize that what they're claiming is the difference between tyranny and salvation is simply who controls the power. But at what cost, Pierro? How many must die for this promised world to be born? How many homes must burn? How many lives must be shattered upon the altar of his grand design before he finally declares the price was worth paying? Pierro promises you a new world, much like a cult leader, by the way. But before we ask what this new world will look like, perhaps we should ask how many corpses he intends to build it upon. Because, folks, Celestia built this world on 7 corpses. That's all it took. 7 lives surrendered before their ashes became a world in which billions would love, dream, and breathe. Yet the Tsarista now seeks a world in which billions must die so that she and what's left of her people can feel a bit of, which she doesn't love, and her people don't love her, by the way. Let's important to mention that she can feel a bit of comfort now that she rules the world born of blood. Tell me, my friends, what's the greater evil? 7 lives. I hesitate to call those dragons lives, but 7 things given at the dawn of creation or bring forth a world in which countless billions might live. Or billions slaughtered so that one wounded person might inherit the ashes. I speak for all the people on Teyvat. I speak for all of us watching the video. And I speak for me when I say give me the heavens instead. Because we love fate. We love rules. We love regulations. We love order. We love the hand that guides us. We love the wall. We love the eggshell. The Tsarista promises you liberation, much like a cult leader. Let her promise you a new world, again, much like a cult leader. We know what lies beneath that empty promise. Blood, death, graves, nihility. Her people are freezing to death so she can make a weapon. This is the caring God who wants to replace the one high above and create a world in which everyone will prosper. No one's prospering in our fucking nation except for her! We reject this because, again, we choose order! We choose fate! We choose Celestia! And if the heavens command us to kneel, then we kneel with joy! The heavens gave us a world, and we would not be so arrogant as to give it back.